This is the Lord of Sin. Welcome to Sin's Arcade. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first episode of Star Traders 4X Empires. This is a 4X game known for it's a turn-based strategy game where you control an empire, and in this case, you're controlling an empire that is comprised of at least 3 different factions or families, lineages that have carried on. They've found a new area in which to survive, a new portion of the galaxy or galaxy cluster to survive in, and you have to try to keep them alive as much as possible and expand, exploit, exterminate, and explore as much as possible. That's what the 4X's in 4X are. Alright, so that being the case, let's go ahead. I did a primer on this yesterday. We're going to head and this is the primer we did, but we're going to do the exact same thing that we did here, at least, and in a new one. So we're going to start here. You know what, let's go here first, go back and cancel. We're going to get rid of this one since we don't need this. That was the primer. But we are going to start a new one. So this is what we're going to call, this is an interactive Let's Play. And what I mean by that is that this is your Let's Play as much as it is my Let's Play. I would like for comments down below. You have the opportunity in this game to not only rename ships and colonies or solar systems that you colonize, but I would love to be able to start naming some of these things after my viewers so that you guys can be more entrenched in this as well. The reason I want to do that and get into doing that is because several of the other games, especially the Star Traders 2, gives you a lot of options to do that. And I have a lot of options that I want to be able to carry you guys on when I start showcasing Star Traders 2 once it launches. But that's besides the point. We're going to go ahead and call this Sin's Interactive. Helps if I could type today. LP. Alright, we're going to do the same thing, and the reason why we're going to stay on the tutorial map with one enemy, play on a difficulty of normal, and we're going to play with the normal syndicates. And the reason for that is because there is an accomplishment, a trophy, or an achievement. I'm not going to read all of this because I did read it yesterday in the primer. I was also told that I read horribly bad, so that is what it is there. I'm going to skip this as well. Alright, we're going to skip all of this. The reason I'm skipping all of this is because I did this all yesterday in the primer, for anybody who's willing to watch. Alright, so now we have our three different colony hives, pardon me. We're going to leave the Vaultos at the very end, as we did last time, but this time we're going to change things up. This is Kadar, isn't it? No, that's Syndicate Right Chart. Syndicate Right Chart can go here. Alright, so I apologize. The Vaultos, you can go down here. And you can go up here. Yes, I know. We're going to move this cruiser here. We're going to move this cruiser right here. And we're going to move this Explorer right here. We're going to skip all of this because this is going to come up as well. We're not going to explore with him right now because we want to have all of the... we want to have at least some colonization before we use that, because then we can use whatever they find out here to help with the different colonies themselves. Okay, so he's the only one close enough, and we're going to colonize. 7 out of 25 for the quality, the number of buildings that we can use, qualities inside of this system, and 6 out of 24 potential minerals that we can trade with. That we can mine and trade with, no less. Now, the reason I'm skipping through a lot of this stuff is because I already covered this yesterday, predominantly in my primer. I did like the first 5 turns, and I went into a lot of depth. And then my microphone, apparently had hit it to mute to make sure that I didn't cough on camera, and still ended up screwing things up because, well, let's just be flat honest with you. I mean, it it all got screwed up. Make sure that's the right one. Okay, wrong one. It all got screwed up because I apparently muted my mic. Didn't realize that I had muted, that it was still in mute, and then so for almost 30 minutes it was not actually picking up my sound, and then you hear me like somewhere in the middle of it cough, because again, I thought I was talking. I didn't pay attention to my screen recorder's application to see if it was picking up my voice, and so when I thought I was muting it to cough, I was actually unmuting it and then muting it again. So it happens. It absolutely happens. Excuse me. Okay, so that's already going pretty decent there. This one is still hurting considerably. Wow, I guess he's not. So they still repair even if they're not in green space. Now that's an interesting thing. All right. Now we're gonna so now we have all 3 colonies going. I forgot to add a new building, but that's fine. Alright. Yes, we're skipping all of this. Devoltos Prime. Let's jump over here to... I thought oh, I guess they did complete it. Oh, it did. Oh, my bad. Oops, go back. Alright, so we're gonna go here on Devoltos Prime. They need a house. They need a house. And they need a house. The first couple of turns, that's what I'm going to be doing, is just buying houses. Realistically, that's what you want to do. Alright. We're doing that. Now we're going to explore. And then we're going to tell him to go up here as soon as he's done with that one. Artifacted material uncovered will help nearby colony project. I think that was supposed to be a nearby colony project, but it'll work. Explorers generated 10 construction points for Devoltos Prime, so they jumped ahead and installed another hab unit. Let's go back here and go here, and for Devoltos, it's still saying build another hab unit. I don't think we need that right now. We're at 2 of 4, so I'm going to start work on a mine. How far along are you on this? You are 1 turn away. And you are 3 turns away. Okay, that's fine. 153 in the treasury. We are good to go. Alright. Before I go any further, actually, let's name this one. Let's rename these. The TD or Templar Defender Chival. And there's one more name that I wanted to add, and these are from the people who have been watching my videos and been really super nice, so I thought that I would do them the favor and make it so that they have their own ship names. TD, oops, Woozy Tray. I hope I didn't I didn't misspell that. That's how it is. The TD Woozy Tray. And then we're gonna go for the Explorer. And the Explorer is going to be, we're gonna put this as a TE or Templar Explorer ship. And it is the Lendar. There we go. So, the Lendar, the Chival, and the Woozy Tray. Why did that not come out? Hold on just a second. I don't like it when it comes out. On this screen, it's all in caps. But when we went to the other screen, the first name, there you go, Woozy Tray, the Lendar, don't think that one took properly either. Let's go back to that. The weird part is when you capitalize a letter in here, you've got to go through and really hold shift down for a little bit. There we go. There we go. Lendar, yeah! I hope I didn't mangle the spelling on that. If I did, guys, please let me know. I will go back through and rename the planets. The only ones I want to probably keep at this point are going to be the prime planets. I will rename any other additional colonies, though. I have no problem whatsoever in doing that. Alright, so that's going to be at the end of this turn. Just so that we can take a look at our overall Empire summary. This is something that got cut out yesterday and I didn't get a chance to explain to in depth. So we're looking at, again, 1 year, 5 weeks after the event, which got us to this portion of the galaxy. Our Empire holds $153 currently, or 153 credits in its treasury. The world economies turn out a total of 231. So after our maintenance and our dues and everything, we bring home about 157 gross, or net. Sorry. So 231 gross, 147 net. That's because we have an Empire maintenance rate for the Empire. This is for the base for all of the Empire itself. Is at 85%, and just for our ships alone is at 121% because they're being fixed right now. That's why it's so high. We don't have any politics going on currently, and we don't have a treaty that we can actively work on, which is perfectly fine. Again, this is early in the game. 8 research, which we don't have any research going. Let's go ahead and look and see what we can get. I think in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Starship Construction. Starship Construction, easy for me to say, right? First. And as soon as that one's done, or right before it's done, I'm going to add this on there as well. I personally prefer to get started on the actual, in this case, syndicate specific bonus techs or researches, and have a couple of those that I'm working on throughout the game because they really do make a big difference later on. The Spy Academy especially. This is where this helps me. I want the 3 research that goes along with that. So trust me. The espionage will help as well, keeping the peace between the 3 different families. But the research is really what's going to help boost it up. So, and we're going to start that here after we're done with the one we currently have going now, which we're almost finished. You initially start out with Planetary Construction. That one's a gimme. It just starts out with that one. That's the very first tech that you research. So if I add this, between these 8 RP, each one of them is getting 4 research per turn. And that's how it always works out. That way, if you kind of parlay it and one is almost done, you can actually get a big kind of bonus ahead. So there's that one. We're going to go over here, and we've already moved everybody. We have all the ships here. When I start designing them, that's when I'll be naming them after everybody else. And that's it for this turn. I'm trying to stretch it out further than it needs to be. My apologies. Alright, Kadar Prime made a housing unit. So, can we make a factory? No, but we can make a... We could make a mine if we had the money. But Kadar Prime not making anything is actually going to pump money back in. Anytime, like I said, a colony is not actively constructing something, the CP that it generates, in this case, the amount of CP4 gets turned into income because they're not working on anything. And what they're doing instead is because they're not at work, they're consumers and they're out spending. At least that's my mind. That's how I kind of see it. I could be seeing it wrong. Alright, we're going to explore this one and we're going to end the turn. A nearby colony. Okay, I guess it did say that. A nearby colony project. And no active construction. We did. We had... Okay. So we received $100, 100 credits anyway. That works. Let's see what the advisor says. The advisor is saying what they always say at the very beginning. Our empire is imbalanced. Seek to expand and capture new territory. Now, here's the thing. a lot of people are going to want to try to rush and build out as much as possible. If you'll notice, we already have a red giant over here close to us that's ready and ripe for the next colony. But what I'm going to do in the interim is I'm going to build up the colonies we currently have. Right now he's sitting here because he's going to fuel up and then go out and explore. We're going to send Shivel out here to explore, and we're going to send Woozy Trey over here to explore. Okay, didn't think there would be anything, but you never know, right? You have to check. You have to check. I don't want to leave them too far away just to be on the safe side. If you notice, our maintenance is at 103. We have very little profit. Oh, you know what? It said we didn't have anything. Yeah. Oh, because... Okay, so instead of that going to Kadar Prime, which we couldn't build anything, but maybe a HAB unit at the time, that money went to them. Oh, I should have built a HAB unit after all. We're already almost near max population again. All right. So this episode is only going to be about 20 minutes long. We're at 16 minutes anyway. But I'm trying to make some shorter videos. I did notice on a lot of my previous videos that sadly people don't watch it for very long. So if I have to make shorter videos just to keep people's attention and hopefully they'll stay on and not just jump out at for 5 minutes, then that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay. As you know, Templar, you must plan your decisions and then execute them with precision. To increase your speed of play, you can double-click on table rows to select the default option. Whenever you see a double-lined button, this is the default option. By double-clicking on an item, such as a factory under New Projects, you will see its default option. In the shown case, you would start constructing or buy on the factory. Okay, so Rychart Prime installed their first HAB unit. They're in 2 of 4. We're going to try to build a mine. And I don't, you know what? Yeah, we're just going to play it kind of that way. We're going to move everybody out further just to see if there's anything out here. There is not. Anything out there by Shivel? Yes. There's a new system. The Budakov ring. Alright. Shivel, you can come up here. Woozer, come back home. Oh, no, wrong button. My bad. Woozer, you come back over here just to fuel back up and to heal up because you weren't completely healed. And you are all but healed, so I want you to, Lendar, come over here and search that area. Are you sure to end your turn? Absolutely. Kadar Prime installed a HAB unit. Okay. Don't know that they need any more. Alright, let's go back here. Let's go to moving everybody out just to be on the safe side. So he's good there. Can you... Oh, you don't have a sensor package, that's right. Okay. Turn 9. Still doing okay. And what about our researching? 3 turns there, 9 turns. So as soon as this gets really close to it, that's when we're going to activate the Spy Academy. So we have 2 turns roughly before we do that. Or, yeah, 2 turns roughly before we do that. Everything we build, from colony upgrades to new ships, incurs a maintenance cost every turn. Many colony upgrades, such as mines and factories, pay for themselves, while others provide other benefits for their cost. To keep your maintenance costs low, we should strive to keep all of our colonies at 10 morale and our fleet in green sectors whenever possible. Consult the Empire Summary from the HUD or Heads Up display for more details on what maintenance you are paying. The Empire Summary is this, and then you have the Auto Move Ships button here. So Devoltos install a new mine. I'm going to leave them off for just one round. Hopefully that will drop our cost down a little bit. Well, the cost for the fleet went down to 100, is at 100% from 121, so that's okay there. Still doing decent as far as the 81% maintenance here. And no politics has happened, and we cannot start any kind of new treaties. Okay, I'm going to do this last turn, and that'll be it. Oh, you know what? No, we're not going to do this last turn. I'm going to hit it now, but I'm not actually going to... I'm just going to kill it at this point. Ooh. First, we're going to mark that, just so we don't lose it. Okay. So this is doing so well. We'll come back and check all of that here momentarily. This has been the Lord of Sin from Sin's Arcade with episode 1 of the Star Traders 4K Empires interactive Let's Play. I know this ran a little longer than the 20 minutes that I wanted, but that's okay. Again, I'm asking you politely, stressing to you, please comment down below. Let me know what types of names you'd like to see on some of these ships, because we can design ships here soon once we start unlocking more technologies. What names would you like to see on the colonies? Would you like to see your name or a specific other name on a colony? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to smash that like button. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you enjoyed this enough, the subscribe button is down there. I put out comments, I put out videos every day, or I try to, and I'm going to be better about it. So there's going to be content every single day from me, from the arcade, from Sin's Arcade. And on top of that, by ringing that notification bell, you'll be one of the first to know. Finally, before I let you guys go, it's been stressed to me by a couple of my other viewers that I start a Patreon account, which I'm almost finished with. So as soon as I have that done, I will probably end up making a separate video about that, and then I will be going back through and adding all of the Patreon stuff as I possibly can. My editing skills are still getting better. They're not as good as they used to be, or not as good as they've ever been. I'm just getting better, trying it bit by bit, and I'm now not recording on my phone for this one, even though everything that I've applied or shown you guys applies to the mobile versions of Star Traders 4X Empires that can be purchased in the Google Play Store, the Apple or iOS Marketplace, and even for Amazon devices in the Amazon Marketplace. This has been the Lord of Sin for Star Traders 4X Empires from Sin's Arcade. Thank you very much for your time and happy gaming. Peace.